It's almost comical if it weren't so depressing. Elizabeth Gutfar stood before her peers and the people of Santa Cruz County, declaring with absolute certainty, "I will commit to being treasurer. I will not sell real estate. I will cut all ties. I believe being a treasurer is a full-time job." And she said it all with a straight face. No hesitation, no stutter. Just a clean, practiced delivery. A lie so smooth, it could have been bottled and sold at retail. And in the end, she got exactly what she wanted. The chance to play politician, cash in big and walk away after looting the county blind. Because here's the truth. This wasn't just an error in judgment. This wasn't a moment of weakness or a single bad decision. This was the behavior of someone consumed by greed, driven by obsession. She probably got a rush every time she shifted taxpayer money into her own accounts. It must have felt like a gambler's high. Otherwise, how do you explain a decade-long operation? The constant transfers, the massive risks, the brazen disregard for getting caught, and now she's staring down a maximum of 10 years in prison. Honestly, that feels insultingly light. Think about it. She already lived the high life. She partied with taxpayer money. She built her lifestyle on public trust, and the damage can't be undone. The cash is long gone. So why should she walk away with what amounts to a slap on the wrist? Age doesn't erase accountability. If anything, her sentence should have been harsher. Because what she stole wasn't just money, she torched faith in the system itself. Elizabeth Gutfar, the now former Santa Cruz County Treasurer, is accused of embezzling over $39 million in taxpayer funds. To put that in perspective, the county only collects about $41 million annually in property taxes. That's money meant for 6 school districts, a community college, and other critical services. For 10 years straight, she siphoned cash, lied on reports, fooled her staff, and even duped state auditors. The biggest red flag finally came in her last year. Chase Bank's anti-money laundering team spotted $4.5 million in suspicious wires moving from county accounts into businesses registered under her own name. That triggered her resignation and opened the floodgates for the FBI, state investigators, and county officials. What they uncovered was jaw-dropping. A decade-long scheme built on deception and total abuse of power. And here's the kicker. Her lawyer refuses to cooperate. No answers. No accountability. While she hasn't yet been criminally charged, Santa Cruz County is suing hard to recover what's left. A judge froze her assets, hoping to block her from hiding or selling them off. Investigators say she secured total control by convincing her deputy to hand over all access codes. With that leverage, she kept 6 employees in the dark. The audit even breaks down the gifts she handed out to keep staff quiet or loyal. A $6,000 loan so her deputy could buy an air conditioner. Monthly cell phone bills. Letting the deputy's sister drive one of her cars. Paying off her secretary's bills. Dropping $1,500 for her birthday. A clerk's daughter got a wedding at Gutfar's ranch. Another clerk's son got a generous gift. Even a weekend getaway to San Marcos, Mexico. All of it hush money. But the real shame? The Santa Cruz County Board? They failed at every single turn. They ignored glaring red flags like cash reports that didn't change by a single penny for over a year. That should have been mathematically impossible. Yet nobody asked questions. And now $39 million is gone. And the punishment? Just 10 years. For many, that feels like a sick joke. One board member admitted they pushed for the maximum sentence. But still, 10 years is the cap. 10 years for betraying an entire community. For lying, stealing, and torching public trust. No wonder locals feel robbed twice. Once by Gutfar, and once again by a system that couldn't deliver real justice. So let's ask the obvious question. Was that sentence enough? Or was it just another slap on the wrist? Meanwhile, back in Thornton Township, the mess keeps unraveling. If you thought Santa Cruz was bad, wait until you see how salaries are being cooked. Take clerk Casey Nesbitt. She pulls in $17,825 a year, serving as both clerk and the township's FOIA officer. She claims that matches the salary schedule. Conveniently, The only documents she produced include her own pay, so maybe take that with a grain of salt. Then there's Highway Commissioner Antoine Russell. He's drawing $27,519. Even though the salary sheet says a first-term commissioner should be making $17,825, that's a difference of roughly 10 grand. Funny how spreadsheets never lie, unless someone decides they do. Assessor Cassander Stan, an elected non-voting board member, earns $53,716 annually. Nobody's screaming about that one, so maybe it's legit. Could be correct, could be nothing to see here. But then you hit the next name, and the pattern gets ugly. Enter Heath Price. He runs the Township Food Pantry in Harvey, and used to be a known Tiffany Henyard insider. His salary? A jaw-dropping $72,219. And yes, he's still on payroll. Not surprisingly, his attitude has softened lately. Less fire, more smiles. Maybe cushy paychecks do that to people. He didn't lose weight, but Tiffany's younger brother certainly seems more comfortable on that steady check. Meanwhile, Tiffany's gone, but the red flags keep popping like fireworks. Makes you wonder, was some of what she shouted actually true? Or did everyone just play their part? It's easy to dump everything on Tiffany. Nobody's giving her a pass for the chaos she caused. But make no mistake, she wasn't the only one playing fast and loose with public money. The way cash flowed and where it landed deserves a full investigation. How money gets routed. Who's getting paid? Who's inflated on salary sheets? These are the questions taxpayers should be shouting at public hearings. Speaking of hearings, mark your calendars. A public hearing on the Thornton Township budgets, the General Fund. General Assistance and the Road and Bridge Fund is set for Tuesday, July 22nd at 5 p.m., followed by the regular Township Board meeting. Sounds like the perfect time to show up, bring receipts, and watch how the sausage gets made. If you care about accountability, that's where you need to be. And let's not forget the Napoleon Harris push. Remember that massive gym rally? The same drama where Tiffany claimed they locked her out? We all rolled our eyes, but they got their man. Now, Napoleon's sitting comfortably with a township salary north of $200,000, on top of the $89,000 he already rakes in. That's a financial setup most folks can only dream about. And yet we're supposed to believe the system works. Look, I'll keep watching how this plays out. And you should too. Because here's the reality. When money starts moving like this, when power clicks start cashing in while regular people suffer, accountability becomes a luxury. If you made it this far, smash that like button and subscribe for updates. And for those pushing false narratives, especially those hiding behind identity, politics to shield corrupt leaders, miss me with that nonsense. This isn't about race baiting. It's about facts. It's about accountability. It's about who's cashing the checks while the community falls apart. Real talk. Some y'all are headed for trouble if you keep covering for messy leaders. An ass. And for whoever tried to thank Tiffany Henyard recently. Come here, say that nonsense again? Shut your stupid ass up. Because the people deserve better. And we're not done pulling receipts. Deserve better. And we're not done pulling receipts.